Hi, everybody. I'm Brennan McGee, the festival director of the 2021 Paonia Film Festival. And I'm here with Lejla Subasic. She's a Bosnian-American video artist and essayist living in Los Angeles. Her music video work has been screened in several film festivals this year, winning Best Female Director and Best Music Video for Indie X Fest in Hollywood, as well as sweeping many more awards in festivals around the globe. We're glad to have her music video Hand of Time in the 2021 Paonia Film Festival that she wrote, directed, and produced. So to start this off, Lejla, how did Hand of Time come about and what inspired you to work on it?
Hand of Time came about through my disdain of social media that I express often in essays that I write. And some of those anxieties are channeled through the two characters of the caveman and the cyborg. And I wanted to play around with my concern with how we're becoming more suppressed as human beings as we're moving into this kind of digital atmosphere. But in a playful, palatable way that's not so confronting as an essay would be.
There's a lot of production design, art, and propping in the music video. It's super playful and creative. Just wondering if you want to say a few words on that, maybe talk about how you found the locations as well.
Sure, yeah, I found the location online. I wanted to find something that was kind of 60s, 70s inspired, a little, because part of making a music video is you're also helping the band with their brand in a way. And so they're a new psych band. And so I wanted to also kind of fit their palette as well. And so I did some digging online and found a place a couple hours away in Yucca Valley, and it was perfect. As far as propping goes, I just went to various thrift stores, and I didn't have any props in mind, but I just kind of picked up kind of silly toys then and there, and I'm like, all right, or other kind of interesting artifacts, magazines or anything, and then kind of connected the dots during production. The lighting was also very vital, with kind of creating a whole very colorful and alive sort of sense of something flashy, pretty much.
Did you come up with the idea for lighting like in advance, or was that something that you figured out sort of then and there on set?
Well, then and there, because I could not see the location before filming, so that was, but it was almost like it was built for lighting. It felt like a set on its own walking in. So yeah.
So you had to keep it kind of off the cuff and intuitional to make this happen.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That kind of leads into my next question. Did you write or shot list like a particular loose narrative arc beforehand, or did you just go in with, I want to explore this idea of technology and sort of that human element that we're losing? Did you go in with that theoretical idea and then sort of on set use that to direct, or did you sort of sit down and have those creative powwows beforehand?
It was pretty loose on location, the narrative. There, as far as shot lists go, I'm not really a fan of them, because I think they're more useful when you're dealing with analog film. Otherwise, I think it kind of kills the moment, because the beauty of working with digital cameras is that they're so flexible, and you can film on your feet, and you don't need to make everything so procedural. And that's a little bit of the part of it, is the spontaneity that we can lose if we're kind of living in a 9-to-5 existence. So with the narrative as well. It's been kind of ideas then and there floating around, talking to the band about it. But of course, everything changes the day of filming. So it was a lot like, okay, scouting the room, I have props here, play with this prop, do that. And it was like a whole puzzle forming on the shoot, and everything beforehand was just kind of trashed that I had thought of.
Was the decision to use different shooting formats also sort of done intuitionally on set, or was that done beforehand? Because I know you use like 360 video, 4K, drone, and film.
So Hand of Time is kind of a concept. When I listen to the lyrics and that pair it with images, I thought it would be fun to hey, let's bring all these cameras in to kind of go over the evolution of communication as well, and tools. So as part of the tools is even with filmmaking from analog to 360, 4K, I thought it was pretty fit. And there's, yeah. Lost my train of thought.
I think it's a perfect pairing to, play with the idea of time evolving and using the formats of various forms of video recording to mirror that.
Definitely hard in the edit too, because it's so you're dealing with a lot of different coloring issues. So.
Did you do all the coloring yourself?
No, it was me and the DP back and forth on the coloring aspect of the video, but I had edited mostly on my own until the coloring came into to work. That was, yeah, needed definite help on that with all the different cameras.
Yeah, that's a lot. Shifting gears a little bit, coming back to sort of the thematic ideas that you used to, you were kind of playing with when you started to produce this. Are there particular ideas that you hope audiences will come away with after viewing it?
I would say I don't know, the idea of just focusing on what we have now in the present, rather looking too deeply in the past and reminiscing and being stuck in this nostalgia loop, because we're living in these tumultuous times with these kind of evolution of technology coming at us in speed, and kind of to watch out for that extra layer of conditioning that comes with that. Because with that extra layer of conditioning, we only become kind of more cyborg-esque and less interesting as people. So I see with kind of social media, and especially how it's taken a toll on language, and how in a way it's like English language, for example, is dying. I mean, it's some would argue, hey, that's just the way it is, go with the times. But I think it's also fine to de-evolutionize and just be more simple, instead of quickly adapt to these crazy changes.
Do you have social media yourself?
I do not have an Instagram. There's a Facebook that I deactivate multiple times a month. And then I come back and I post something anti-social media. So the Facebook algorithm doesn't really like me. Mm. And it's unfortunate that it's tied to kind of groups that I'm a part of, or events that happen. And I am always working to wean off of it. just as a social experiment on myself to see in 30 years, if I had removed everything, what would I turn out to be versus everybody who's very addicted, and it's a drug. So,
the opposite of social media being sort of a self-actualization process of interacting face to face and taking in information and deciphering it as an individual rather than as the collective. What solutions are there here?
yeah, for the love of groupthink, solutions for it's difficult with in-person meetups now with COVID and all. I mean, I would just say just get out there and don't stay in, and look inward for answers instead of on Google all the time. And roam outside, not in the digital world too much, because it's getting awkward.
This.
Yeah. There's a whole level of body language that is lost here, and yeah.
People can't find you on social media, so how can they get in touch with you?
They can go on my website, lejlasubasic.com, and contact me through there, or I have an email, subasicstudios@gmail.com. I love email exchanges, so I'm all for an open box of anything, even besides filmmaking or just random conversation.